जय श्री माताजी। ध्यान सत्र में आप सभी का स्वागत है। चित्त को सहस्त्रार पर रखते हुए हम बंधन लेंगे। तीन महामंत्र एवं श्री गणेश मंत्र। थोड़ी देर ध्यान की इसी अवस्था में बैठेंगे। ध्यान की इसी अवस्था में श्री माताजी की अमृतवाणी ग्रहण करेंगे।
Today it's a great day for us, for all the Sahajogis, that on this day, I would say we are late by 1 day or 2 days. The Sahastrara was opened up. It was just a miracle, I should say, because I didn't think that I am at a point where it could be done. So I wanted to wait, but some things happened that made me think that it has to be open. It was in such a situation that I felt if I delay it anymore now, it may help these false gurus to spread their nonsense all over. This is just, I should say, is a surge way of doing things. Now 25 years have passed. you all have gathered during this time. And we have so many others who are not, who have achieved so many things. But perhaps we are not aware as to what we have achieved in the real sense of the word. You've got your vibrations, you can feel this all-pervading power. You are, as they say, swimming in the ocean of joy. You are all enjoying the collectivity and that you have transcended many of your limitations. All this has happened to you because it is your right to have it. I don't take any credit for it. Only thing, all the time I've been pointing it out to you, one thing, that now you have entered into the kingdom of God and enjoy yourself. We have to see around ourselves. The whole nature enjoys itself, doesn't bother about anything. They haven't got realization. They haven't felt the Param Chaitanya. But how is it they know that we have to enjoy? The flowers that come out for a short time and fade out. But as long as they live, they are very happy. They don't think of their past or of their future, but they enjoy the present. And in the present, they enjoy what? Is that they are fragrant and giving fragrance to others. They are beautiful and they are soothing others. The whole nature is like that. If you look at the birds or anything that we call as natural, is all sort of in a meditative mood. All these hills and big mountains, they look as if they are witness to whatever has been happening. Now, we have to really first look back what we have achieved. That is important, because if you are climbing up on a hill, if you look back, you get a shock and you may fall down. So normally people say never look back. But a person who has earned some treasure, he again and again goes and counts it and finds out how much he has got, and every time he sees that, he enjoys. So to know relatively what we have got and how we have achieved something will definitely give you greater strength of mind and richness of life. The first thing that has happened to you, I would say, which is very important, is this, that you have felt this all-pervading power. That shows that you must have been great seekers of truth, honest, sincere, sensible. That just coming to my program, you felt the vibrations. And after that, you started settling down into it. So many of you have felt it. Suddenly, and they were amazed, and they were shocked and surprised. They wanted to test whether it is true or not. But then you were confident, you found it, that you've got definitely a new dimension in your life, and that you are feeling this all-pervading power. of divine love. I'll take one lecture sufficient to describe this all-pervading power. But what you got out of it is the essence of it, one has to, is a complete freedom. You have achieved your complete freedom. First of all, the freedom has come to you, first of all, most important, is from your ego. This wall of ego you have crossed. You have got out of the bondage of this ego, which was really so much full of problems for you. So many things this ego does of which you are not aware. Firstly, a person who is egoist doesn't mind hurting anyone. He hurts, but if he is hurt, he doesn't like it. Immediately start crying. Especially, I've seen people who have too much ego are very easily hurt. But they don't understand how many people they have hurt already and how many are really frightened of such a person. So you got rid of your ego. It is sinful to hurt any other human being for anything, for whatever may be the reason that you feel you should hurt another. The first is the revenge. The idea of revenge is there, that I must take a revenge on the person who has hurt me or has done some wrong to me or something of that kind. This idea of revenge comes when you react. Some react very violently. I've seen people murdering each other in the name of revenge, killing their own kith and kin, killing their fellow men, their countrymen all over the world is some sort of a stupid idea of revenge. But if you go to the subtle side of revenge, what is it? What revenge have you taken? Supposing there is somebody who has troubled you. You are angry with that person. And you have killed that person, so you have actually saved him. He won't have to suffer from guilty conscience. He won't have to do anything. It's just finished. What is the revenge is? The revenge should be only by which a person gets out of his idea of killing others. Like a sword never fights a sword. It fights the shield. In the same way, the revenge that we think we can take on another person is not a revenge. Because any action you take in the name of revenge comes back to you and hurts you much more. So many things can happen if a person in the name of revenge starts acting. Now, for example, these days, in the whole world, there's so much of revenge going on, even in the name of God. Taking revenge because certain people are following some religion, or they are doing something else that you are doing. Working out this kind of a revenge. What is happening is that you are just killing people, destroying them, who do not even understand what sort of a revenge you are taking. People are putting bombs and putting all kinds of things. And by that, thousands of innocent people one is killing. So what kind of a revenge have you taken? They don't deserve any revenge. So this revenge, when it explodes, can destroy so many innocent people, and it will definitely react on you. You cannot get away with it. It's a very long process of this revenge. I have told you about Bermuda Triangle, what they say, that so many blacks were taken, slaves, and were drowned in that age. So their spirits, they are saying, are haunting on the people who are passing by, mostly the whites, and they just drowned. So it's a very long process, and all that I need not discuss at this auspicious occasion, but I have to say that when we take revenge, every action has a reaction. So somehow you have got out of that idea of revenge. Just out of that idea. There's another thing, that if you don't take revenge and leave it to God, it acts. It acts. Not only that, but the divine power takes into its own control how to really give a good lesson to that person or to that community or to that kind of organization which is taking a revenge on you. You don't have to worry. I'll have to tell you that in these 25 years I've seen people have been extremely unkind. Many organizations, many so-called religions and all kinds of things have been after us. Media has been after us. Take the example of French media. They tried to trouble us so much and tried to bring bad name to us. Doesn't matter. The media people now, 3 of them who went to India are now under warrant, and if they go to India, they will be arrested. I didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. Secondly, the same media, the same newspapers are all bankrupt. You didn't do anything about it. You didn't go and say that they should become bankrupt. You didn't take any revenge. Why should we? Why should we take any revenge? Because we are not bothered as to what happens. We are not bothered as to what these people have done to us. But legally they are now involved in such a way that they are under warrant, and if they go to India they will be arrested. And the whole of French government is with them. All of them are trying so much, but this punishment is on their head. In their lifetime, they didn't have to die or anything. In their lifetime, they have got it. So, you have got this special power that you don't have to take revenge, or you have to just forgive. Just forgive, and the forgiveness will look after the whole arrangement of how to bring the other person to its proper path. So, once you are out of this idea of revenge, you really feel very peaceful, extremely peaceful. Because this peace that you have within yourself is not unnatural, it's not mental, but it just happens to you. It's all right, so what? If they have said they have done anything wrong to us, why should we? So many things are there which I can tell you have worked out automatically. Now in Turkey, they told me that there is some boy who is from England, and he went and told the media something against Sahajayoga, and it was all published. But in the court, he confessed that whatever I said was wrong. Nobody went and told him, nobody threatened him, nothing happened. So from your point of view, you must understand that you are not going to get into any mess of taking revenge of anyone, because you belong to the government of God. And this government is extremely alert, very genuine, and also extremely efficient. And as far as you are concerned, you are a citizen of that great kingdom. So what you have achieved is the citizenship. of this great kingdom of God, where you should feel absolutely secure. The man who is secure is never afraid. Never afraid. So, you have also got rid of your fear. Man is in the, I don't know why he is afraid of this and afraid of that and worries about this and worries about that. It's something surprising how they worry about their health, worry about their family, their children, their house, all sorts of things. But Sahajogis don't. They don't. We have no worry. It all works out. Why should we worry? That instrument of worry is over. It's finished, I think, it's gone out of order. And what you are now in a state where you just have no time to worry because you are enjoying yourself. This fear I have seen in people works so much that so many diseases people get out of fear. So many. Especially most of these left-sided diseases people get out of fear. What is there to fear? This is like you beat the Mother Earth saying that there's a snake. There's no snake, but you may just feel that way and you may go on. With this fear, anybody, any kind of a idea about a phantom or someone or some sort of a big devil standing somewhere, it is all nonsense. For you, it doesn't exist. Say in the darkness you are walking, so you see forms and things, and some people say, I saw one on a tree, some sort of a form. It doesn't exist actually, it doesn't exist. But this fear in man makes him think like that. He's afraid of this and afraid of that, and then as a result he loses his freedom. He becomes slave. Slave to so many people. He's afraid of that such and such man will harm me, such and such man will trouble me. And the whole concept of fear has ruined our family lives. For example, a wife is dominating, husband is dominating. There's nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. By fear only you play into their hands. So supposing the wife is dominating, just make fun out of it. If you cannot make the fun in the presence of, say, your wife or your husband, better make it outside, thinking, oh, look at that. It is your special quality now that you can really get rid of your fear completely. What is there to be afraid of wife or afraid of husband? What can he do to you? At the most he'll kill you. So what? You are going to die in any way. So the fear of death is another nonsense people have. First time when I started my work, everywhere, they asked me, what about death? I said, but just now you are living, why are you asking what about death? So many people ask me question, what about our death? But why do you want to know about it? I'll tell you what about today, just now. So this is another mad idea that we should know about our death, what's going to happen, and whatever happens. Once you are dead, you are finished. You don't have to do anything after that. So what's the use of knowing when you will die, what will happen to you? Whatever has to happen will happen. We never ask that when I sleep, what will happen to me, do we? And this is a permanent sleep, and we worry so much about it that we should know what will happen after that. One has to die at the time whenever it has to die, because whatever is born has to be dead. But you do know that you have got eternal life. You can never die. Death is not this body disappearing. Death is where you are absolutely without any control of your soul live. Once You are a realized soul, you have all the control, all the powers to take your soul wherever you feel like. To be born if you like, if you don't want, you will not be born. To be born with the people, in the families, in the communities, wherever you like. There are many great souls I know that have taken birth daringly into societies which are very much, I should say, deteriorating and are in danger of getting destroyed because of stupidity they do. So this happening, that we are afraid of death, is absolutely absurd for such of us. What is there to think even about your death? There is nothing like death for you, because you have got eternal life. It's not that you continue with the same body, you may go on changing your dress, but you are living, you are aware, and you know, even if this body is not there, you will be there all the time, available for Sahajayoga, for anything that is to be done in the name of reality. So you must know your position as eternal being. What is your work? What is your ideal? What you have to do? So one has to get rid of this idea of death, because death doesn't exist for us. It's finished. Moreover, all such people who are afraid of their death go on having insurances, this, that, all headaches, you see, and ultimately what happens? All these worldly things you leave here and you depart. There is, I don't think anybody could carry even a little dust with that soul which is departed. But in your case, when you people are no more on this earth, so-called, then you don't carry all these material things, because you have already given up. You have no interest in them. You are not materialistic. So your spirit is free, and when you die, what happens to you is a very simple thing, that you feel very liberated, absolutely. And then you feel your freedom completely, and you can decide what you want to do. It's all under your own guidance, your own desire. Everything works out. You don't feel that you have come out of your body. And this is what should tell you that there should be no fear of death, but on the contrary, should be welcomed. Because you will feel much more liberated, much more at ease. You don't have other problems that you have to in any case carry on in this world. So because of this body, now see, I have to take some medicines, I have to take vitamins, I don't have to take anything. Don't need it. This body is finished is a very good idea. That's so troublesome it is, you see. All the time, despite the fact you may say that, oh, I don't care for this body and all that, but this body won't leave you. This is the most sticky thing we have, is our body. So to forget about death should be the easiest thing for you. We have broken many walls. As you know very well, that the conditionings we have finished that. It's very surprising. I have seen people when they get their realization, immediately after that they start seeing around them. They'll immediately tell you what's wrong with their religion. Then they'll tell you what's wrong with their country, what's wrong with their culture, It's through them I have come to know so much. I didn't know that this was so, but they themselves told us now. For example, there's a Frenchman, take it. If a Frenchman gets a realization, I mean, you know everything about French. The things you could never even imagine what sort of people they are. They will tell you everything. Same with the English I've seen. English, they laugh at themselves, all right. But actually when they become realized souls, you see, they give you a complete picture of English people. What sort of people are there, what's wrong with them, how they are egoistical, this, that. I was amazed. I mean, I never knew so many things which I came to know through Sahajogis who got realization. Because they have seen all these things very thoroughly and very closely, and they knew what was it. Now when you become so clean, washed up, completely, your mind completely cleaned up from all kinds of conditionings, you see. You become like a mirror, beautiful mirror. And in that mirror one can see complete picture of the society in which you live, the complete picture of the government which rules you, everything. So clear cut. And it is absolute. It is not biased. For example, you ask somebody, then he will say, what is your politics? If I say my politics is, I have no politics. So what, you have no politics? How can you exist without politics? I have no politics. So they will go on asking questions to you which are very much unknown. But for a realized soul, it's just the other way around. He not only sees, but also shows and expresses very clearly. I've been amazed at the way people have been really so reflective of the society into which they live and the country which they represent. So the identification is lost. Complete identification is lost. You don't feel identified much. You just see what's wrong with that person. Then also another point is that you start seeing how you can help, what you should do, how you can work it out. And the importance of that becomes your main theme in life. Everybody I see yesterday, the way you brought all these flags and all that, behind that flag I could see all of you wanted that peace should prevail in those countries. They should get all the joy and beauty of Sahajayoga. It's what a feeling it is. It's not like yourself becoming Sahajogis and sitting in the corner, no. They want to do it for that country about which they are not identified, but without identification they have that deep feeling that they have to work out correctly. It's a very different type of personality you develop. Normally, you see, if you say a word against somebody that see in your country, they do like this. Oh, what are you talking? What about your country? Immediately. They'll never accept. If you just try to say one word against their country or their government, which may be the most rotten government, but no, state, what? They are all right. That kind of stupid identification, which keeps you completely glued to that society. Like some people will say, no, I have to go to the pub. I say, why? Why have to go to the pub? That's our society. That's our culture. We have to go. We have to go to the pub, get drunk and fall down, all of us together. That's the sort of thing we are. We can't help it. You see, this is what it is. You tell anybody that why do you do this like this? What is the need to do? No, because I have to live in this society. After all, I belong to this society and I just can't do what I like. But when you get your realization, you can do what you like. You can do what you like because you only like that is righteous, that is good, that is constructive, that is helpful. So you can do whatever you like. After realization, there is no restriction for it. All these restriction of don't, these really enslave you. I think it very much enslaves you. But after realization, you are such a free bird that nothing can enslave. For example, there are many preachers who preach you shouldn't drink, you should not smoke, you should take drugs, you should do this, you should do that. But it doesn't stop, doesn't help. People struggle, try everything, ultimately they commit suicides. But they can't get rid of those habits. While now you are so powerful that nothing can stick to you. That's the purity of your character that has come up. It doesn't allow any nonsensical things to stick to. I have heard of so many Sahajogis telling me how their eyes have steadied down, how they have become so righteous, how they have become so pure, and they can't understand. They said, Mother, is it your power, your purity you have given us, or it is our purity you have awakened? Of course yours, no doubt. All these things you have and you become aware of it. And thus you get absolutely misidentified, I should say, with all these nonsensical things, and you don't like it. You just don't like it. And you go on criticizing. I have been to all these countries also before, and I have met people who are very much identified. And diplomatically I was not supposed to say anything whatsoever that would make them feel that they are doing something wrong. But after Sahaja, the same people are telling us and making fun of the whole thing. For example, I have heard some Sahajogis talking to each other. He says, you see, in my country, this is so stupid thing going on. Another one said, nobody can beat mine. It's much worse. It's a very common competition among Sahajogis going on. So that we have to see how pure we have become. And in this purity, anything that is dirty, murky, anything that will spoil this purity, we don't like it. We don't like it. We are washed, cleaned from inside, and we won't want to take anything like that within us anymore. Then I have seen also the way people have become so compassionate. It's very surprising how they have become compassionate to each other. For example, there were two Sahajogis. They were not very happy with each other, not compatible, whatever you say that is. And I didn't know how to make them feel that, you see, the other Sahajogi is all right, it doesn't matter, after all, what is, no, I don't like this thing anymore. And the another one would say, I don't like this thing about him. So it went on, I don't like, he says, I don't like. I mean, they were seeing each other's defects or whatever you may call it. So I said, all right, now will you meditate for some time again, meditate. And I said, now, do you love me? She said, one says, I love you more than he loves. I said, difficult situation. How to make them understand now that you cannot weigh your love, you cannot make a chart out of it. It is something within yourself. And if you love somebody, then you enjoy it. I mean, you cannot qualify it, you cannot quantify it. But this was going on with these two gentlemen together. And I thought, now what to do? They are very important and still there's no understanding between the two. So the divine power took over, I think. One of them fell very sick suddenly, very sick. And I had sent word also that you will be sick. Be careful. But it was, they thought that the other fellow might be trying to be funny or something. It was not understood. He was very sick. When he felt sick, then this one, the another one, felt such tremendous love for him. It's something nobody can explain. That he went and sat with that patient for 24 hours and said that if you need any money, I have got. He paid for wherever he could pay. So this gentleman also was very sensible and reasonable person on his own, felt this love, this affection in this hard taskmaster, the other one, and such understanding grew up within them. It is, I think, is a divine's play that they were brought together so close and such compassion. So the force of compassion within you is so much, it's very subtle, you don't see. Because on mental level, I was telling them, arguing, trying to pacify him, like that was on, it would not work out. But when this force of compassion started acting suddenly into one of them, the another one saw the compassion, the pure compassion, and just they became great friends. So one has to feel the compassion within yourself. I have seen many a times that there are many Sahajogis, and sometimes I have to correct or say something. Immediately another one will say, Mother, can you forgive him? You can't forgive. I say, I have forgiven, I am not doing anything. Please forgive, please. I feel so happy to hear that. That in one point, in one condition, when it comes to Sahajogi, you support him. Even against me, I feel happy. Shows that you are not only generous, but you are filled with your compassion. So this source of compassion which is within your being, in your heart, you have to just open your heart. If you open that heart, it's like opening the Sahastrara. You will be amazed how you can forgive people and you can live with them. I have reports which disturbs me many a times that people are forming different groups and having different ashrams and they don't come to the collective and all that. I feel very much concerned. Now what is missing is, of course, there are also some people who think that they must have a separate, their own organization and why should they be in the collective and all that. So that it is definite that such a person has not yet achieved that state of compassion. In the state of compassion, you like that somebody tells you that don't say anything to such and such person. I don't want you to say this. It's very, very joy-giving to me. Like we had one couple, they were quarreling throughout. They used to send me letters after letters. Was fed up. Telephones after telephones, both of them quarreling. Quarreling so much. I didn't know what to do with them. So, I thought that it's better that they divorce and finish it off. And I told them separately that you better divorce each other and get out of it. But the complaints you have are such that they cannot be solved. I said, how? I said, you are saying that my husband doesn't give me more time, he is always out, and he doesn't spend any nice moments with me, we don't go out, and all these complaints are there. And the husband says that she always troubles me, that I must take her out, and I must do this, and I must do that. I want to do it, but I can't do it. So I said, but when you take a divorce, you'll never claim anything. Permanently the husband is lost and you are lost. So why do you want to do such a thing? Immediately, this compassion started working. And then I put in a word, supposing any one of you is sick tomorrow, then who will look after each other? This just put them out. Such little moments in life come in the life of Sahajogis I have seen, that suddenly this heart opens, and with that they combat all these petty nonsensical ideas which keeps them out of each other and out of the collectivity. What gives me the greatest enjoyment is to see how you love each other, care for each other, joke with each other, and dance with each other. This is the greatest thing that I enjoy. I don't want to get rid of this idea of mine, despite the fact so many times I find it's hard to believe how could Sahajogis behave like this and try to create rifts and distances between the people who are realized souls. Because realized souls anywhere in the world, if you see them, they respect each other. Not only respect, cared, and never talked ill of another realized soul. Never. I don't know if you have known about the private lives of these saints, but in India, as we have had so many of them, when you see them, how they have behaved towards each other, the way they have looked after each other, it's so beautiful, it's so noble, as if they care for the other Sahajogi or yogi or a realized soul than for themselves. And the whole thing makes you feel like in a new world of new people who care for the feelings of others and not what they want to say or what they want to have or there's something special.
थोड़ी देर ध्यान की इसी अवस्था में निःशब्द ध्यान में बैठेंगे। जय श्री माता जी। दोनों हाथ जोड़कर चित्त को सहस्त्रार पर रखकर श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आज आपने हमें सामूहिक ध्यान का आनंद दिया, निर्विचारिता प्रदान की, हमें चैतन्य की अनुभूति दी। इसके लिए हम आपके ऋणी हैं। आज का यह ध्यान हम आपके चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। श्री माता जी, सत्य की खोज करने वाले सभी साधकों को उनका आत्म साक्षात्कार प्राप्त हो। श्री माता जी, अमृतवाणी में दिया हुआ ज्ञान हमें हमारे जीवन में हर क्षण आचरण में लाने के आशीर्वाद हमें प्रदान कीजिए। श्री माता जी, आपने हमें आत्म परीक्षण करना सिखाया, हमें आत्मा बनाया, हमें क्षमाशील बनाया। इसलिए हम आपके ऋणी हैं। श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमें करुणामय बना दीजिए, हमें भोलापन प्रदान कीजिए, हमें निर्लिप्तता प्रदान कीजिए। हमारी सारी प्रार्थनाओं का स्वीकार कीजिए। हम सभी सहजी भाई बहनों के कोटि कोटि प्रणाम कृपा करके स्वीकार कीजिए। जय श्री माता जी। सामूहिक बंधन। जय श्री माता जी।